Okay, so we're here to look at the wastewater treatment plant at Oakhill. So we're kind of starting outside. We've got a kind of an older looking generator, but a generator nonetheless. Everything is nicely marked. All your signage is in good shape. Fencing is in good shape. Okay, so as we walk into the plant site, we've got a house here. This is your pump house. And I'm gonna walk around the back. So what we have is the lift station right here. I'll include photos. I'm not gonna pull this one-handed, but lift station with a hoist for the bar screen to keep debris out. There is an alarm, although it's not digital. It should probably be updated to an auto dialer. Some of the electric is a little bit suspect. It's pulling on that really hard. Excuse me, I'm sick. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, so from this side, what we can see is essentially two plants, right? So you've got two systems running in parallel. You've got one here, one here. This one's metal. It looks like it was a, I don't think it's site built. It looks like some sort of a package plant, although it could have been site built. Hard to tell exactly. And then we have a, what I think is the original plant. This is a cinder block plant. Okay, so we're gonna go back around this direction. And I'm gonna start by running in here to the pump house. Two aerators, one going to each plant. The electricity is a little bit suspect. You can tell they're having overheating problems. This building should be air conditioned. They do have two fans up here blowing on the pumps, but only one of them is currently active. They've got all their well logs, clocks, books, binders, all that stuff located right here. This is their flow meter, and the accuracy record for the flow meter has to be calibrated annually. Okay, so coming around this way, we have a surge tank and a sludge tank. These are huge prefab concrete units. Up high, we have bar screen and a splitter box. I'm gonna get up here in just a second. Here's your sludge tank. And then you have your two discharge ponds. How you doing? Good. So you got your two discharge ponds, and then your valve boxes are over here to distribute one way or the other. The freeboard looks to be sufficient in height. The dams are not leaking or leaching from pond to pond, and they look quite good. There's no trees overhanging. The fencing all the way around looks nice. And then here are your chlorine dosers, bang, bang, there and there. Okay, so let's get up on the plant and look at it. It's gonna get loud. I'll try to speak up. Okay, so from the lift station, it's pumping into the bar screen, which runs into this large surge tank to control peak flows. From the surge tank, it comes up into this splitter box, which can be controlled by the baffles. Again, kind of with some suspect electric. This should probably be rewired and fixed correctly. That's a minor issue, but it should probably be, addressed. Okay, so from the splitter box, you're splitting into both processes over here. So you've got aeration chambers with your activated sludge, goes to your clarifier, and then to your chlorine contact tank. Here's your activated sludge tank, and they can move sludge from the clarifier or the aeration chamber, to the sludge tank and then back as needed. Same thing's going on over here. Activated, aeration, clarification, chlorine contact, discharge. Overall, the plant does operate well. It's running well. It is a 6-day-a-week plant. There's some definitely, minor things that need to be addressed, and then some more major things that need to be addressed. Some minor issues are this level of splashing. So you can see the level of splashing. Mike, our second opinion, said it was just due to high pressure, and this should be, you could have something to slow that down, but you're splashing all over the building, splashing out of the tank over here. Okay, so let's run over this way. Okay, so things that need to be discussed about the cinder block tank. First off, it's cinder block and it's old. It's nearing end of useful life and needs repair. So while it is running very well, there's certainly some upgrades that need to happen. So here you can see you've got some seepage coming through these block tanks. The mortar should probably be repaired, or it should be lined. You can see that there's been a history of seepage. Now this doesn't constitute an SOS or like a ground discharge event, but it does need to be, repaired occasionally. So when I say nearing end of useful life, what I mean is that the mortar on this plant, you can see here, is starting to fail. And so it is likely that you're getting some amount of leaching back and forth between your sections of the plant. Now this is, I'd have to go look at the numbers. I think it's a 36 or 38,000 gallon plant. They're currently running about 17, 18, 19,000 gallons. So they're roughly around 50%, give or take a little bit. So it is possible that you could, force everything to one side or the other to make repairs. You would want to have everything kind of lined up and ready to go initially. So that way you could do these repairs really quickly. You could either pump. It is probable that you're going to pump some solids into your discharge ponds, but it will be minor and, probably overlooked in the process of repairs. Other things that need to be addressed is this fiberglass kind of baffle. This should be updated to stainless steel. You've got some structural issues here in the concrete. And that's kind of throughout. You can see over here, you've got mortar issues there. You can see the cinder blocks. This kind of goes on all the way around. You can see cinder blocks over here. And kind of more of the same. You can see some cinder blocks over here. So the mortar should probably be either replaced or this plant should be lined. As far as addressing this structural issue with this baffle, the recommendation was to build another set of forms behind it or in front of it, pump it down, build another set of forms, pour concrete, tie it in, and then just remove this wall. This should be removed and updated with either aluminum or stainless. This walk bridge is showing a lot of corrosion and rust. It should probably be replaced. Here you can see more of the mortar issues. This chlorine drip line should probably be dropped down in. It'll prevent a lot of this corrosion and wear. All of these wooden baffles that you see here should be replaced with aluminum or stainless. This wooden baffle should probably be replaced with aluminum or stainless. This kind of weir situation should also likely be replaced with aluminum or stainless. And that's kind of that for this plant. Overall, the plant runs well. It is just definitely showing signs of wear and age. As we move over to the steel plant, kind of more the same. You see here that this fiberglass baffle should be replaced with either aluminum or stainless. You have a lot of corrosion over here on the walls of this tank. So here and kind of up underneath there. You can see it better in the photographs. You can see a little bit of daylight through some of the areas on this wall here. This walk bridge again is showing some rust and corrosion, kind of more of the same. You see the same here. Now I was told by Bob that this plant a couple years ago, he said 3 or 4 years ago, was sandblasted, stripped, and they did a 6-layer epoxy, which is the correct way to go about fixing this, but it likely needs to have the same or have sections removed and then welded up. A fab shop could do that. You see more corrosion here along the chlorine contact tank. You can kind of see it on both sides there. Okay, kind of more of the same here. This is from that chlorine dripping in there. Overall, this plant doesn't look as bad. Here's some more of that corrosion and rust. It's kind of cut through the epoxy there. But overall, the system does look to be functional. The numbers and readings are good. We did have a second opinion come out on this plant. He's got 35 years experience, and he estimates the repairs with, either rebuilding this wall, replacing the baffles, upgrading to aluminum or stainless, stripping and lining this plant, probably in the 75 to 125 range, probably more like 85 to 100-ish thousand to get these kind of up to snuff. He rated these plants somewhere around a 6 today in their current state. But with the repairs, you know, lining or fixing the mortar over here, stripping this and replacing, replacing or repairing the epoxy coat, you know, these fiberglass, the rusted areas, the wood and fiberglass over here, you know, somewhere around that $100,000 number. The ponds were in really nice shape. And yeah, that's kind of it for the wastewater treatment plant. But his estimate was that this plant, if you don't address it, may have 3 to 5 years left before there's significant upgrades that are required. So, you know, he said being proactive about this, fixing up all of this kind of leaching brick, that structural crack in that wall, replacing these wooden baffles with aluminum or stainless and getting this relined will extend the life of these plants substantially and also prevent you from having a large issue with DEP. Sludge tank looks fine. Surge tank looks fine. Splitters and baffles look fine. The other issue, or the other thing to note, is that the bar screens on this lift station and the lift station down low both need to be addressed daily. They have a maintenance guy who comes out here and messes with this stuff daily, and obviously, like I said, the plant operator's out here 6 days a week. So yeah, that's kind of the run through of this plant and kind of the issues and deficiencies that I saw, and kind of the opinions of multiple experts who have come out and evaluated the system with us. So thanks for watching.